Stop number 28 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the Dodge Motordrome. This is the first time ever we have run on this racetrack in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, and good Lord, am I looking forward to it. So we're set here today for 75 laps of action here on this racetrack here. It's the running of the Dodge MOPAR 500 as we here for this racetrack here. Had a good race at Richmond, a wild race I should say at Richmond, but hopefully this race will be a little bit better, and I know this race is going to be pretty good. I will say that too. So let's get to the starting lineup for today's running of the event. On the pole, it is Kev Shearer in car 71, the Prodigy Chevrolet. And alongside of him is the Pocono winner, Johnny Gardner, in car number 16, the Family Channel Prime Star Ford. Row 2 has Mike Becker in car number 7, the QBC Ford, and Keith Batson in car 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. Row 3 has the three-time winner of the season and four-time series champion, Jessica Shelton, and Joshua Osborne is alongside Osborne, the points leader going into this event. Going to the 4th row, there you'll find Jason Haywood, the winner of the season at Darlington in the Southern 500, and the Bristol winner, Paul Minnick, in number 18, the Interstate Batteries Chevrolet. That's the race, the day race winner, I should say. Next row down has Charles Samber, who won the night race at Bristol along with the Daytona 500 in the Kodiak Chevrolet, and Quentin Moore in car 75. He's come off fresh off of a third-place run at Richmond. Next row down, we'll have car number 2, Dylan Young in the Miller Ford, and beside him will be number 4. It is William Brock. Brock was the winner at California. Young was the winner at Watkins Glen. Next row down has Preston Dive Bomb City Plord in number 15, and number 42, Kyle Matthews, winner of the season at Rockingham. Next row down has Zachary Fitzwater in car 29 and number 81, Nick Baxter. Next row down after that, we'll have car number 98. It is number 98, Max Anderson, and one number up, number 99, Levi McIntyre, currently second place in the points coming into this event. Next row down, we'll have car number 3, Cole Deaver in the GM Goodrich Chevrolet, and number 3, Ryan George, winner of the 600 at Charlotte this season. And Deaver was the winner at Atlanta and at the Burke Front Airport at Cleveland. Next row down has Cat Batson in car number 88, three-time winner of the season so far, and Patrick Smith in car number 11, the Lowe's Ford, excuse me. Next row down is Becca Tellier in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6, and beside her, Jesse Turner, number 19. Next row down will be Jack Lagacy in car 87 and car number 30, Aldra Baranowskis. Next row down after that will be Ryan Acosta in car number 10 and number 44. It is Jonathan Zorlin. Next row down has Jordan Lopez, who had come off a great 6th place running at Richmond, and beside him will be Shane Lake in car 17. Next row down after that will be JT Bryant, number 12, and number 9, Ashlyn Boyd. Next row down after that will be Dylan Poteet, number 22, and 77, Chelsea Bowles. Next row down will be Al Lagacy, the winner of the season at Las Vegas, and beside him will be car number 5, Phil Parker, in the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. Next row down has a pair of Hendrick cars, Kyle Langland in 25, and 24, Michael Whitman. And next row down after that will be car number 1, Alexander Rowe in the Hooters Pontiac, and Glenn Duhit, number 8, in the Circuit City Ford. And starting shotgun in the field will be Joshua Collard in car 43, the STP Pontiac, winner of the season at the second race at Michigan. He also won the last race on the tour at Richmond. Just making sure there was 41 cars in this field, because, I mean, it seemed like that lineup seemed like it went pretty fast. So, anyway, 3 of the top 5 starters have not yet won a race this season. Can we see a 15th different winner so far this season? Well, we'll find out here. We had 14 so far. The last being Joshua Collard, I believe. The last one was Jason Haywood, excuse me. I think there were 14 or maybe 15 different winners so far this season here, but we'll see what happens here at the Dodge Motordrome. Here comes coming in the fire the engines here for the Dodge Mopar 500.
3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engines.
This track is a half mile in length is what this track is here, so we'll see what happens here. as the field comes down for green flag racing here. Kev Shearer has not yet won a race this season. Johnny Gardner has. That came at Pocono. While Jessica Shelton, the other one who's won a race this season in the top 5, she's won 3 races. She's won 3 times so far this season. Pace car herself on the pit road. They'll go through the 3rd and 4th turns before they get the green flag. Kev Shearer, Jessica Shelton, and Kyle Matthews will have our in-car cameras in today's event. As the field comes off corner number 4. Field comes off the 4th corner here, and they're looking for a green flag, and they did it. We're racing at the Dodge Motordrome. Johnny Gardner scraping the wall a little bit, and he actually got sideways riding the wall, but he managed to save it, and somebody... making it safely so far here. Kev Shearer jumps out in front. 2nd is Keith Batson. 3rd is Mike Becker. Joshua Osborne, who comes to this race with a 110-point advantage on Levi McIntyre coming into this race, is in 4th position. As we said there, what more can go right for Osborne this season? Yellow flag is out right for the first time today. And it was Ashlyn Boyd in car number 9 that's apparently crashed, and whoop. That's the one thing I gotta mention about this racetrack too, is that the pit road the entrance of pit road is actually on the exit of turn 2, and you're about halfway down the backstretch. So we could see possibly some wrecked cars, unintentionally wrecked cars, I should say, coming down through the down the backstretch. So, oh yeah, we had a mess in the first turn here. It's Shane Lake, Ashlyn Boyd, Jack Legacy, and Becca Tellier. Let's see, they come across the start-finish line. This is about in the 25th, 26th position right there. And Tellier gets hooked by Jack Legacy and then goes in and sends Tellier into Shane Lake, sends Legacy right into Ashlyn Boyd. Phil Parker got a piece of it in the 5 car. Glenn Duhit in the 8, and I think also the 24 of Michael Whitman. Joshua Collard, who comes in this race 3rd in the standings, he actually snuck through that. And Ashlyn Boyd actually flipped. Flipped the car and landed right on top of the 24 of Michael Whitman. So, So the first caution flag flew right there, and Ashlyn Boyd's car looks almost as flat as a pancake, just about. So, but we'll set the running order for you here. Kev Shearer is the leader of the race. 2nd position is Keith Batson. 3rd right now is Mike Becker. 4th is Joshua Osborne. 5th is Johnny Gardner. 6th right now is Paul Minnick. 7th is Jessica Shelton. 8th is Quentin Moore. 9th is William Brock. And Charles Sanford right now runs in 10th position. 11th is Jason Haywood. 12th is Kyle Matthews. 13th, Dylan Young, who started this race 3rd. 14th is Nick Baxter. 15th is Levi McIntyre. 16th is Preston Plord. 17th, Ryan George. 18th is Zachary Fitzwater. 19th, Patrick Smith. And 20th is Jesse Turner. That's how they run in the top 20 positions at the moment, as the field, I think, got the 1 to go. Yes, it is. So the pace car's lights are off. 1 to go before green. Top 3 cars have not won a race this season so far. The 4th and 5th place, 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th all have won a race this season. At least a race. And so you got 2 hungry drivers up front and 2 lap cars on the inside. That's Ashlyn Boyd and Shane Lake as they come through the 3rd and 4th turns now. And Kev Shearer will lead them down. They look for a green flag, and we're racing again at the Dodge Motordrome. Batson looks to the outside to try to look for the lead. Does not get it. Kev Shearer has the advantage. This is a very fast short track, almost about like Bristol, just about. Except this is a shorter track, exactly a half a mile in length. So that's actually now the shortest track on the circuit. It used often call Martinsville the shortest and the slowest, but this one here is the shortest and one of the fastest short tracks on the circuit. And as we said, just about like Bristol, just about. As we watch Charles Sanford and Quentin Moore battle it out, Sanford takes position. Now he goes inside of William Brock in the 4 car. On board, Kyle Matthews' car. Running right behind Quentin Moore. Matthews running in 11th. And we got a crash that's happened here on the front stretch. Yep. And oh my God! And all the leaders better watch it here. Oh my gosh. Hell, remember what I said about the entrance and exits of pit road? Yep, well, this is a classic example right there. 87 of Jack Legacy crashes in the exit of pit road. I think this was the exit of pit road. He comes off pit road, crashes right into William Brock's car. Fitzwater's involved. And then pretty soon, it was Poro everybody. Cole Deaver, Jesse Turner. I think better question is who didn't crash? Yeah, jeez. And suddenly here comes everybody. And let's watch from the copter cam. So all this happening at the end of the 12th lap of the race here. Let's ride with Cole Deaver on this whole deal. Deaver's running in 24th position, and all of a sudden, yeah. So after all that, Deaver moves up to 19th position right now as the pace car's lights are still on. Kev Shear still the leader of the race here as we're now completing we're about ready to complete the 17th lap of the event. And still a lot of racing left to go, and I hope this does not turn into a wreck fest. I honest to God hope it doesn't. Because I did a test race and we only had one caution flag during the test races, so seems like I do a test race and we only get and it seems to do very well, but when the race itself happens, everything goes to crap. So right now it is Shear the leader race, and it's Becker, Batson, Osborne, and Gardner the top 5. And we got more lap cars on the inside. Okay. Yeah, so Phil Parker and Glenn Duhit now join Shane Lake and Ashlyn Boyd in this bunch. Fuel come down for green flag racing here on lap number 18 as we're back underway here at the Dodge Motor Drome. Lap 19, actually, excuse me. And several cars getting trapped behind the lap traffic here. 3 wide off the 4th turn here. And Shane Lake giving problems to drivers like Jessica Shelton and Kyle Matthews here. Matthews off the 2nd turn. So the lap traffic seems to be out of the way right there. It's your ride with Jessica Shelton at number 94, running in 8th position at the moment. Lost a few points after the race at Richmond, where she led the first few laps, and then all of a sudden, the night went horribly for her after that. But right now, running in 8th position, she is 4th in the points coming into this event. Running there ahead of her is Charles Sanford in 7th. Phil Parker is in 34th position. He's actually a lap down. Paul Minnick is actually in 6th position. The race still being controlled by Kev Shear in a 71 car. And it's Mike Becker second. Batson still running in 3rd. 4th is still Osborne. And 5th right now is Gardner. We'll look through the pack of cars here. Kyle Matthews now up to 9th position. Quentin Moore in 10th. 11th is Nick Baxter. Is yet to get a top 10 this year. Baxter has. Levi McIntyre running in 12th. 13th right now is Preston Plord. Patrick Smith 14th. Glenn Duhit is actually 32nd. Jesse Turner's 15th. 16th right now is Audra Baranowskis in the 30 car. Then going 17th right now would be Dylan Poteet. 18th is JT Bryant. Cole Devers 19th, and 20th is Al Lagacy in the 33 car. As you got this gaggle of cars off the second turn, and like I said, see what I mean about this track being very, very fast. Yeah. Down to about no further than 116 miles an hour through the middle of the turn as Ryan Acosta was. Now up to about 142. And down to about 113 through 3 and 4. This was the track here that used to have been called the Taylor Swift Superdome, by the way. And now that track has been turned into the Dodge Motor Dome. And even though the Taylor Swift Superdome still exists. That track is actually in a different place, believe it or not. And this track is now the Dodge Motor Dome, and it's actually built the same way as a Superdome was. So there's your little history right there. As we're now approaching 40 laps to go here at the Dodge Motor Dome. Is still Kev Shearer, Mike Becker, and Keith Batson in the top 3. Joshua Osborne's close up on Batson now for that 3rd position. Johnny Gardner running in 5th position in a 16 car. Then it's Minnick still in 6th. 7th is still Sanford. 8th is still Shelton. 9th is still Matthews. And 10th is still, darn pace car, is still Quentin Moore. As you see Sanford, Shelton, and Matthews coming up on the lap car of Phil Parker in the 5 car. Shelton goes up the track now as she tries to find some room around the 41 car. Nothing yet. Charles Sanford now up the track here. Shelton dives inside now of Sanford. That's for 7th place. And Shelton looks like she's going to take the spot away here. No, or she doesn't take the spot away here. Now Matthews. And that left the door open for Matthews on the outside. And the outside lane seems to be the preferred way around. Shelton gets loose, come off the second turn. And now Quentin Moore goes outside. And meantime, Kev Shear just lost the lead to the 7 car of Mike Becker. So Becker now has the top spot. Batson now second as they have hit lap traffic. Here comes Batson to the inside of Becker. That's for the lead. Into turn number 3 to go here. Batson has a slight advantage by a bumper length. But Becker fights back on the outside. Now Osborne decides to join on the front. And he's going to try to take second for Batson. And now we got trouble in the trouble. It's Michael Whitman who spins on pit road. No caution. So Michael Whitman spun on pit road to try to make a pit stop. And something tells me that when he gets out of pit road, there's going to be a crash and a half here. And Becker led the lap here, but now Osborne, he wants those 5 points to try to pad his lead in the points chase. As they come off that second turn there, Osborne to the outside of that Becker. Side by side, they've gotten around Kyle in, and now they're having trouble with Jordan Lopez in the 90. Osborne does take the lead and leads the lap, and he gets his 5 bonus points. "30 laps to go suddenly here at the Dodge Motor Dome. Osborne looking for his third victory of the season. And I tell you, if he gets this third win, it's going to be bad news for the rest of the competition that's trying to catch him in the points. But Johnny Gardner now looks inside. He's going to, he wants to go for the lead. And he goes and head thoughts are going 3-wide between he, Collard, and Osborne. And where did Paul Minnick come from in the 18 car? Here he is, battling for second. Paul Minnick in the 18 car has not had this good of a run since they left the Food City 500 down in Bristol, where he won that race, and now he's challenging for the He's now trying to challenge for the lead on Osborne. But Osborne's got a lap car between he and Minnick at the moment, in the form of Joshua Collard in the 43 car in 28th position. So we got a scramble going on here at the Dodge Motor Dome as Osborne now moves outside of Jordan Lopez. Now Minnick now follows the 37 car. Becker now is in third position as he's now back in the contention possibly. But Osborne's maneuvering lap traffic very, very well while the others are having trouble. So now it's Osborne leading. Second is Minnick. Third right now is Becker. Then going fourth is going to be Charles Samper, who is now on the outside of Mike Becker at the moment. So Becker may lose that spot here in a minute. And now Charles Samper is going to try to take third position away. And he's got the help in the form of Keith Batson. And how about that Quentin Moore running in sixth position at the moment, trying to take fifth away from Becker at the moment. He's got his buddy Johnny Gardner behind him. Quentin Moore, of course, driving the Morgan Shepherd colors for the 96 season. So, yeah, Moore's in sixth position. Seventh is Gardner. Eighth right now is, eighth is Shelton. And Owen got crashed in turn number 3. And the yellow flag is flown, and that involved Quentin. I saw Quentin Moore crash, actually. Oh, and just when we were talking about Quentin Moore and Johnny Gardner, they both crash in the third turn. Here at the Dodge Motor Dome. Let's take a look as to what happened going in. Let's take a look as to what happened going into turn number 3. Jordan Lopez got way down on the inside. And he got Quentin Moore and he got Johnny Gardner as well. And takes Langland with him, and whew! Jessica Shelton was touched by an angel in that one. So was Kyle Matthews, but not Kev Shearer, as he and Jesse Turner got together, and Shearer got a piece of the crash. Oh, Quentin Moore was having such an excellent run here today, as was Johnny Gardner. They were 6th and 7th when this all happened. I don't think Quentin Moore got much damaged in the whole deal, neither. I don't think he did, except I think he's got a back wrinkle right there in the 75 car. But sometimes on a short track, damage means absolutely jack squat. But while that was happening, we had a lead change. Paul Minnick took the lead away from Joshua Osborne. So now as we approach 15 laps to go here at the Dodge Motordrome, excuse me. And you see the caution lights on all the way around the stadium part of the track. This track is basically a stadium, much like Bristol, Tennessee is. And you got, as I said, there's the pit road entrance right there, going into turn 3. It starts about halfway down the backstretch. That's why you see, and that's why, and of course the exit is about halfway down the front stretch. So that's why you see. It was a pretty cool and unique setup you got. It does present problems, and Taylor Swift Superdome has the same type of problem as well, which since it's built the same way. But right now it is Paul Minnick looking for his second victory of the season. He won at Bristol in the Food City 500. Joshua Osborne's looking for his third of the season. Keith Batson looking for his first. Charles Samper looking for his third. And Mike Becker looking for his first of the season as well. They run top 5 at the moment. 6 is Jessica Shelton. 7th is Nick Baxter. 8th is Patrick Smith. 9th is Levi McIntyre. And Kyle Matthews runs in 10th position. As the green flag is about to fall, on lap number 61, we'll have 15 laps to go here at the Dodge Motordrome. Let's keep an eye on the lap cars here because they can, as I said, they can present some problems for the leaders. I know I say that every time though, but we can't stress that enough. And trust me, these 15 laps are going to pass really quickly. Charles Samper trapped in behind Phil Parker, and now he barely escapes Parker's wrath. And now Mike Becker and Jessica Shelton's getting into it now as they come off the second turn. Shelton now falls in behind Becker at the moment. And Phil Parker blocking both drivers. Some drivers have kind of the tendency to do that here. Back up front, Paul Minnick still out in front as we're now down to coming up on 10 laps to go. Joshua Osborne looking for his third victory of the season. Minnick looking for his second. Osborne to the outside as they go into turn number 1. 10 laps to go. And I got the front 4 right there, all in the same spot here. Osborne looks to the outside. The outside line's been the perfect. That's been the perfect line as they go into turn number 1, and they go through turns 1 and 2. Johnny Gardner lap cars in this mix here, and now Keith Batson loses a spot to Charles Samper. Got a spin, come off turn number 4. So a spin happening with I think that was 8 laps to go. Let's see where it all happened going into. Yep, Phil Parker was the one that spun along with Mike Becker. Oh, poor Mike Becker. When it rains, it pours for him. And Glenn Duhit got a piece of it. So did Jesse Turner got a piece of it. And here comes everybody. Poteet gets into it. Deaver gets into it. So another mess that happens in the third turn happens in turns 3 and 4. So the restart is going to happen, I think, with less than 5 laps to go, because we had about 8 when the yellow flag flew. So this is the part of the race where we gotta get that good restart. So, reset the field for you right there. Paul Minnick looking for his second victory of the season. He is the leader of the race. Joshua Osborne's looking for his third win of the season. He's in second place. Third place is Keith Batson. He is looking for his first of the season. He's been so close so many times. Just remember that here with a couple of second place finishes. So far, Charles Sanford's looking for his third of the season. He's in fourth place right now. Jessica Shelton running in fifth. Sixth right now is Nick Baxter. He might possibly get his first top 10 of the season after all, possibly if he holds on or even improves on that. Patrick Smith is in seventh. Levi McIntyre running in eighth. Ninth right now is Kyle Matthews, and 10th place is Preston Plord. Mike Becker, he still could get a top 10 possibly if he runs right now in 11th position at the moment. And the pace car lights are still on, so we are... Good grief. Now the lights are off on the pace car here, as you see all the cars out of the race here. So we are going to get a green-white checkered finish. It'll be 2 laps to go when we get this race restarted. Can Paul Minnick hold them all off, or will Joshua Osborne or Keith Batson have anything to say about that? We'll see what happens here. You got to get that good restart at this portion of the track, because it's been very hard to pass unless you have the outside lane. As they come out the fourth turn, no lap cars to aid the leader. The green flag out, and we're back underway. 2 laps to go. And a good restart by Paul Minnick as they come off the second turn here. Osborne trying to gain some ground, but Minnick basically just driving away from everybody as they come off the fourth turn. White flag is out here at the Dodge Mopar 500. Osborne trying to close up, but it's not going to happen for him. The number 18 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet rounds the fourth turn, and it's win number 2 on the season for Paul Minnick. He wins the Dodge Mopar 500. So Paul Minnick gets his second victory of the season. Second place will go to Joshua Osborne. Third will go to Keith Batson. Fourth to Charles Sanford. Fifth will go to Jessica Shelton. Sixth place to Nick Baxter, his first top 10 of the season. 11th place will go to, 7th place, I should say, will go to car number 11, Patrick Smith. Levi McIntyre 8th, Kyle Matthews 9th, and Preston Plord will end up finishing in 10th position. So a great day for Paul Minnick and his team. Average speed 83.215 miles an hour. So 28 races are in the books on the season here, as the season about ready to wind down. We'll have 9 more after this. But the leaders in the points right now are saying, what's it going to take to beat Joshua Osborne? He finishes second position and is the best of the top 5 in points again at this race there. So, as I said, what more can he do right right here? And I'll tell you, if this is the case for everybody else, so it's going to be, if this is the case for Osborne, it's going to be bad news for everybody else trying to catch him in the points. But there's still 9 races left, though, so anything can happen. 11th place will go to Mike Becker. 12th will go to Quentin Moore. 13th, Audra Baranauskas. 14th, Alexander Rowe. 15th, Jason Haywood. Kat Batson will finish 16th. Chelsea Bull 17th. Ryan George 18th. Cole Deaver 19th. 20th will go to JT Bryant. 21st, Ryan Acosta. And Al Legs, who was the last on the lap, in 22nd. I had several cars lapped in this whole lap car game of hot potato, I guess you might say. The lap car down finishers was Joshua Collard in 23rd, 24th, Kyle Langland, Becca Tellier, Jordan Lopez, Shane Lake, Michael Whitman, and Ashlyn Boyd, and Johnny Gardner. Had a great run going on until, unfortunately for him, until everything suddenly went awry for him. He finishes 7 laps down in 30th position. The cars out of the race: Jesse Turner, Dylan Poteet, Glenn Duhit, Bill Parker, Kev Shear, Jonathan Zorlin, William Brock, Zachary Fitzwater, Dylan Young, Max Anderson, and Jack Lagacy were the cars out of the race here. So 11 cars out of this Dodge Mopar 500. A good recovery by a couple of drivers, especially for Mike Becker and Quentin Moore. They recovered to finish 11, 12, and 12 after their spins that happened late in the going. But for Paul Minnick, it's his second victory of the season. He won at Bristol, and now he wins at the Dodge Motordrome, and we'll definitely be going back there for next season for sure. Because that was some great racing we had here today. And be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel if you like what you see here. And we got everything on this channel. We got in-art races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for this channel. And please be sure to check out Seth's offline series. Please be sure to check out Seth's Tech Slayer Truck Series, Hershey's Cup Series, and Pizza Hut X Series. Please be sure to check those races out. And if you near some of the best offline races you'll find are right here in the NNSCRA, and you will not regret checking those races out. So that's the story from the Dodge Motordrome, excuse me. As well, next race on the tour will be at Dover Downs International Speedway and the running of the Tech Slayer 400. So we'll see you from the Dodge Motordrome, where Paul Minnick is the winner of the Dodge Mopar 500. This is James Walsh. This is the production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best.